Hey guys, welcome back to Film Chat. So I haven't done one of these for a while, and I haven't been buying too many Blu-rays regularly. I've bought a few over the last couple of months, so I've got to a point now where I've built up a fair, decent amount of Blu-rays, and I thought, you know what, time for a new Film Chat. So I'm going to just go through the Blu-rays I picked up. I've watched them all, so I'll just give you my opinion on them. So the first one we've got is Wanted, with Angelina Jolie and James McAvoy. Now, I saw this when it first came out, thought it was okay, good film, decent action film, nothing particularly amazing, and I never really thought about buying it. Until recently, a few months back, I was watching AMC Movie Talk, and John Campea was talking about Wanted and how he thought it was a decent film. And I thought, you know what, I've not seen that since it came out, I'm going to give it a shot, and it was quite cheap on Amazon. So I picked it up, and it's actually not bad, it's a pretty good film. I don't know if it's one I could watch multiple times, but maybe every now and again I might give it a shot. But it's a pretty solid little action film, and basically, if you don't know, the story is about James McAvoy's character who's stuck in a dead-end job and a dead-end life. Angelina Jolie comes along, and it turns out that basically James McAvoy's father was a top assassin who had been killed, and Angelina Jolie and all of this group that she works for, all a group of assassins led by Morgan Freeman. And it's a bit of a weird story because you've got Morgan Freeman's got this group of assassins, and he's got I can't think what the word is, the machine that they use. Yeah, I can't remember the exact word what they're actually called. I'm thinking loom, but I'm thinking that's wrong, I don't know. Anyway, they've got this machine which basically spits out a code which will give them a name, and then that person has to be eliminated from the planet, and the assassins are sent out to assassinate this person. And there's no real reason for doing this, it's just something that's been going on for years, and the story progresses. Obviously you'll find out the reasons why, and I'm not going to spoil the story for anyone who hasn't seen the film, but it's worth watching it. Just ignore the plot because it's a bit silly. The fact that the actual action scenes are so well done, and some really cool slow-mo, and Angelina is just fantastic in this film. She's really, really good. Also extremely nice to look at, of course, but her acting is spot on, and James McAvoy is always really consistent. It's a really good film. If you've never seen it, definitely pick it up, give it a shot. It's a no-brainer. It's just a standard action film with some nice camera work, so definitely worth watching. So next up, I decided what I was going to do. Me personally, I've never had a favourite director. I'm not that into films that I have favourite director, so I have found that a particular director called Antoine Fuqua, I've watched a lot of his films and I really like what he does. I like his style, and he's starting to become my favourite director. I never thought I'd have one, but Antoine is so good at what he does, and I love the fact that the films he makes, he has a variety of choice. He doesn't seem to be wanting to stick to one particular type of film, one genre. He just wants to just do whatever he likes, and I love that. And the films he's done have been fantastic. I have Shooter, which is one of my favourite Mark Wahlberg films, and just one of my favourite films in general. Absolutely brilliant movie. I also have Olympus Has Fallen with Gerard Butler, which is a great action movie. Die Hard in the White House, beautifully shot. It's an awesome film. So I wanted to go back and pick up some of the films that I watched of Antoine's before that I've never owned. So the first one I got was Tears of the Sun with Bruce Willis. Now this film is about Bruce Willis and his team of commandos, and they're in Africa, and they have a mission to go into an African village, rescue a doctor and a couple of nuns and a priest. Of course, when they get there, the usual thing happens. The doctor, she's a bit of a pain in the arse. She doesn't want to be rescued, and she won't leave without her patients. Of course, Bruce Willis is like, well, we haven't got room for the patients, this is not the mission, we're here to get you and the nuns out and the priest, and that's it. An argument ensues. Bruce Willis eventually says, okay, right, we'll take the people with us. They get to the helicopter. Of course, he then backtracks and just takes the doctor with him, leaves all the African people there, which causes an issue. As they're flying away, Bruce has a bit of an emotional moment, realises he can't actually leave them after seeing the destruction of the other village up the road. So he flies back, and it's all about how they protect these African people against the army. It's a really nice film. Again, Antoine Fuqua, beautifully shot. He's got a real good eye. His camera work is fantastic, and it's a really, really nice film. It's not the best African war film I've ever seen. There are better films out there. I mean, films like Black Hawk Down, for a start, are far superior. but it's still a really solid film. Bruce Willis does a good job. Yeah, all round well worth watching. So the next film I've got of Antoine Fuqua's is Brooklyn's Finest. This is a fantastic film. If you've never seen it, definitely recommend checking this out. So the premise is you've got three cops and you have the story told from the three different cops' point of view. So you've got Ethan Hawke, who's like your standard Irish American cop, who he's got his family, his wife's pregnant and his wife's got asthma and she's being made ill by the mould in the house. So she's getting worse, and all he wants to do is get the money together to move his family into a better place. And it's all about how he's going to do that, how he's going to accumulate the money, can he get it on time to buy the new house, and what limits will he go to get this cash? Will he rip off drug dealers? Will he not? You know, what kind of cop is he? You then have Richard Gere, who's like an alcoholic cop on the verge of retirement. He's having sex with prostitutes. His life's not really as good as it should be. And then you have the character played by, and my brain just went blank, that's so annoying, Don Cheadle, that's it. Brilliant actor. Don Cheadle is an undercover cop in the projects, and he's undercover in a gang run by Wesley Snipes. So you've got some really stellar talent in this film, some really top actors. And the whole film is about the three individual stories, but they all end up intersecting at this projects where Wesley Snipes' gang hangs out. And it's well worth watching. If you like cop films, this is a definite watch. It's absolutely fantastic. It's really well told. All of the actors involved do absolutely superb jobs of portraying the characters and the complexities. The story is excellent. The camera work is just spot on. As I say, Antoine really knows how to direct a film and to really draw you into the film. It's just absolutely spectacular. So yeah, definitely go and check out Brooklyn's Finest if you haven't. It's an absolutely superb movie. Next one up is one that everybody will know. It's an absolutely fantastic film. This is the last Antoine Fuqua movie I've picked up recently, and this is Training Day with Denzel Washington and Ethan Hawke. If you've not seen this, just go watch it. It is just an absolute masterpiece. I mean, my God. The film is about Denzel, who's this like bent, corrupt arsehole of a copper, and Ethan Hawke's his new trainee. And it's all about the training day, obviously, it's the title of the film. And it's how Denzel manipulates Ethan Hawke's character, and he's got his little gang of people, including Dr. Dre, which is a bit weird to say, but there you go. And yeah, they're basically ripping people off. It turns out Denzel went to Vegas the previous weekend, got in some trouble with a Russian. I think he killed him, and he beat the shit out of him anyway. And the Russian, he didn't know he was a Russian mobster, and the Russian mob were after him. He has to come up with a certain amount of money by a particular time, otherwise the mob are going to execute him. And so it's all about how he manipulates Ethan Hawke while he's accumulating this money and ripping people off. And he's such a scumbag. But Denzel Washington is so good in this film. I've never seen him play such an amazing part. He's such a fantastic actor anyway. He's one of those actors for me personally that any film he's in, I'll give it a shot, because you can guarantee his performance will be stellar. But he's just unbelievable. The dialogue in this film, absolutely fantastic. Especially at the end, some of the lines that he got. Beautiful. Brilliant film. Definitely one to watch. It's an absolute classic. So go watch Training Day. Brilliant. Right, so next up what I did was X-Men Days of Future Past was coming out. I haven't got to see it yet, unfortunately. I really want to see that, so I'll have to get it on Blu-ray because I didn't get to see it at the cinema. But I wanted to brush up on the X-Men because I haven't seen them for a long time. So I bought the Ultimate Collection on Blu-ray, which is X-Men X2, X-Men 3, is it Last Stand I think it's called? So I look, yep. X-Men First Class and X-Men Origins Wolverine. So I watched all of them bar the Origins film, which I've already got over there anyway. So I know what that's all about, and I actually like that film. I thought it was really good. I'm not a comic book guy, as I've said many a time, so I don't know the origins and I don't know the authenticity of the films. So if you're a comic book guy, you may not like the films. Me personally, I'm just a film guy, so I like what I like. X-Men and X-Men 2, brilliant, absolutely fantastic movies, really well done and really fun. X-Men 3 Last Stand, I remembered that film being bad, and I know it gets panned a lot, but my God, it's worse than I thought. The script is horrendous, the dialogue, oh my God, it's actually quite insulting to intelligence, and it's insulting to any fans of the X-Men, I think. If you're a true hardcore X-Men fan, that must have upset you. Especially Vinnie Jones, oh my God. Vinnie Jones is not the best actor in the world, but he can do a particular role. In this film, he's absolutely awful. and the fact that they had such a bad script and such bad dialogue really highlights how bad an actor he is. So yeah, terrible, terrible film. Of course, they redeemed themselves with X-Men First Class, where it's just brilliant. They go back to young Magneto and young Professor Xavier, and yeah, it's an absolutely fantastic movie. Really, really enjoyed that. And so I'm really excited to see Days of Future Past because I've heard so much good stuff about that film. And yeah, overall, if you just discount Last Stand, I really like the X-Men films. I think they're brilliant, really fun. I like comic book movies anyway, and you can't beat a bit of fantasy. So yeah, Ultimate Collection's really good, and it wasn't that expensive either, so definitely worth a pick up if you haven't got them. So next one is Jennifer Garner's 13 Going on 30. One of my favourite films. I absolutely love this movie. Basically, Jennifer Garner plays a character called Jenna Rink, and she's a 13-year-old girl who wants to be 30. She's basically fed up with her life. She's not popular, she can't fit in with this little clique of girls in the school. And she reads in the magazine, the fashion magazine that she reads at the time back in the 80s. And there's this whole story about being 30 and how amazing it is. And all she wants to be is 30, she wants to be grown up. And a bit of magic happens, and she wakes up in the body of a 30-year-old version of herself. But what makes this film so good is Jennifer Garner's performance. The way she portrays a 13-year-old in a 30-year-old body is just unbelievable, because you genuinely forget that it's Jennifer Garner and a 30-year-old woman. You just see her as the 13-year-old girl trapped in the body. So well done, so brilliant, so funny, and just a really, really sweet movie. I absolutely love this. I love Jennifer Garner anyway. Big fan of Alias, so big fan of Jennifer Garner. She's just amazing. And the two roles, you know, you contrast them. It's amazing, and it shows her talent actually, her ability, what she can do. So yeah, if you've never seen 13 Going on 30, give it a shot. It's essentially a female version of Big with Tom Hanks, but it's just really, really fun movie. And the last one is a film I've talked about previously, but I managed to finally get a Blu-ray because it finally got a release. And that is A Walk to Remember. I've been trying to get this on Blu-ray for ages. I had to settle for the DVD previously because I couldn't get the Blu-ray release. I was looking all over the place online. No one seemed to know when it was going to get released. And then about 2 weeks ago, I just happened to do a search, and I noticed it had been released in Australia. And I was like, that's a bit weird. So I managed to get this on eBay directly from Australia. Really glad I did, because the DVD I've got is a Region 1 American DVD. The quality's okay, it's not particularly brilliant. This is one example where Blu-ray actually does show the difference. They did such a great transfer. The picture looks fantastic. The sound quality is like head and shoulders above the DVD. Especially when they're playing the music tracks as well. When they're playing songs, it's just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Brilliant. I love this film to bits. I don't care what people think. I'm open to anything when it comes to film. This is a fantastic movie. If you don't know, it's about two characters. Jamie played by Mandy Moore, and then Landon played by Shane West. And it's about the way their relationship develops, the way they come together. You've got the usual situation where Shane West's character, Landon, is the bad boy. And then you've got Mandy Moore's character, Jamie, who's the preacher's daughter. But it's more than that. When you watch the film, the way it's really interesting, because it starts off, you think, oh, this is a pretty standard love affair, nothing original, teen romance. But stick with it, because it isn't. As the film progresses and the story unfolds, it will just absorb you, it will just pull you in, and it will just grab your heart, and it's just an absolutely beautiful film. I said before in my previous video when I talked about the DVD, if it doesn't make you cry, you're dead inside. It's as simple as that, because it's such a fantastic movie, so well done. Absolutely beautiful. I highly recommend everyone going and watch A Walk to Remember, because it is a brilliant, brilliant film. And the two performances of Mandy Moore and Shane West are what really sell this story. Mandy Moore is absolutely fantastic in this movie, so yeah. And Peter Coyote playing her father as well was a really good choice. He plays the preacher. Fantastic film. So there you go, guys. Those are the films I've been picking up the last few months. Once I buy some more Blu-rays, obviously I'll put another video together to talk about those films. But hope you enjoyed this video. I really like talking about the films that I've been watching. I find it really interesting and something a little different as well, because obviously I talk about gaming quite a lot on my channel. So I like to break it up a little bit and, you know, show you another side to myself. So thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos from me, whether it be film videos, game videos, whatever, just hit the subscribe button. That'll keep you up to date with everything that I post. And yeah, have a great day, and thank you very much for watching. I'll see you all again soon.